The intricate and turbulent relationship between Ridge Forrester, Brooke Logan, and Taylor Hayes has long been the cornerstone of The Bold and the Beautiful, a saga filled with passionate love, bitter rivalry, and cunning schemes that have continually tested the strength and unity of the Forrester family. For decades, the entangled lives of these three have produced endless drama. Affairs of the heart that twist and turn, alliances that form and shatter, and secrets that threaten to unravel everything they have fought for. Yet nothing could prepare the Forrester family for the shocking and sudden death of Brooke Logan, an event so unexpected and shrouded in mystery that it sent shockwaves through everyone who knew her. Brooke's untimely death occurred under circumstances that raised more questions than answers, plunging the family into grief and confusion. The accident, mysterious in nature and fraught with unexplained details, ignited a storm of speculation and fear. The Forrester household, once filled with the vibrant energy of Brooke's indomitable spirit, was suddenly plunged into silence and sorrow. Friends and family struggled to comprehend the loss of a woman who had been at the heart of their lives, a force of nature whose presence commanded attention and whose absence left an aching void. The aftermath saw the swift opening of an investigation, a search for truth that threatened to expose long-buried tensions and resentments. With Brooke's passing cloaked in ambiguity, suspicion fell on many, as the complex web of relationships she was entwined in suggested multiple motives and possible culprits. The very foundations of the Forrester family were shaken, as everyone grappled with the possibility that Brooke's death was no mere accident, but a calculated act with far-reaching consequences. Ridge Forrester, devastated and shattered, found himself at the emotional epicenter of the crisis. His love for Brooke, complicated by years of passion, betrayal, and reconciliation, turned to anguish and a burning need for answers. Yet his grief was complicated further by the presence of Taylor Hayes, his other great love, and a woman equally devastated by Brooke's demise. The rivalry that had defined their intertwined lives now took on a new dimension: grief, suspicion, and the struggle to hold onto a fractured family legacy amid chaos and fear. Taylor, too, was consumed by sorrow but found herself drawn into the investigation, her past conflicts with Brooke casting shadows over her actions and motives. The public and private scrutiny weighed heavily on her, as friends and foes alike questioned her role in the events leading up to the tragedy. The complicated history between the women, marked by passion and rivalry, betrayal and moments of fragile peace, fueled speculation and tension. Everyone wondered, was this truly an accident, or had years of rivalry culminated in something far darker? As investigators peeled back layers of deception and secrets, the list of suspects grew. From business rivals to family members caught in webs of jealousy and ambition, the inquiry revealed a seething cauldron of motives lurking beneath the polished surface of Forrester Creations and the Logan Spencer families. Each revelation added new twists to the narrative as long-held grudges and hidden agendas came to light. The battle for truth became a high-stakes game of strategy and survival, where alliances shifted like sand and every word and action was scrutinized for clues. Among those under suspicion were longtime adversaries and unexpected figures, each with reasons that ranged from love and revenge to greed and desperation. The drama intensified as the investigation moved from the shadows of suspicion to the harsh glare of public scrutiny. The Forrester family's private pain became a spectacle, forcing them to navigate a treacherous path between protecting their legacy and confronting the painful reality of Brooke's death. The emotional toll was immense. The children of Brooke and Ridge found themselves caught in the crossfire, their grief compounded by the swirling uncertainty and fear surrounding the circumstances of their mother's death. Friends struggled to provide support while wrestling with their own suspicions and regrets. The once solid foundation of family and friendship trembled under the weight of loss and suspicion, threatening to collapse entirely. As the investigation progressed, shocking revelations emerged. Hidden betrayals, clandestine meetings, and secret communications hinted at a conspiracy that was more complex and sinister than anyone had imagined. The carefully crafted facades began to crumble, exposing raw wounds and explosive truths. Each revelation sent ripples through the family and the business, complicating relationships and deepening the mystery. Ridge, torn between his love and loyalty, was forced to confront painful truths about those closest to him. Taylor's steadfast presence was both a comfort and a source of tension, as the shadow of Brooke's death loomed large. Their interactions, once defined by rivalry and unresolved passion, became charged with grief, suspicion, and the urgent need to find answers. The fragile peace between them threatened to shatter as the investigation brought painful secrets to light. Meanwhile, the corporate world of Forrester Creations was not immune to the chaos. Business dealings and power struggles intensified as Brooke's absence left a vacuum, igniting battles for control and influence. The fallout from her death extended beyond the family, affecting alliances and rivalries within the fashion empire that bore the family name. Every move was watched closely, as the stakes grew ever higher and the lines between personal and professional blurred. The community around the Forresters watched with bated breath, caught between mourning a beloved figure and following the unfolding drama. The story of Brooke's death became a saga of tragedy, intrigue, and the quest for justice. As suspicion fell on multiple parties and evidence mounted, the tension reached a boiling point. Every episode brought new revelations, new conflicts, and new emotional reckonings. In this crucible of grief and suspicion, the characters faced their darkest moments and their greatest challenges. The bonds of family were tested as never before, with trust fractured and loyalties divided. The search for truth became a journey into the heart of human complexity, where love and hate, hope and despair, justice and revenge collided. Brooke Logan's death was more than a loss. It was a catalyst that reshaped the world of the bold and the beautiful. The unfolding investigation and the emotional fallout promised to keep viewers riveted as the Forrester family and their allies struggled to find light in the darkness. The legacy of a woman who had been a force of nature in their lives would continue to influence every twist and turn, every betrayal, and every act of courage. The mystery of Brooke's accident and the battle for justice became the defining story of this era, weaving together the past and present, passion and pain, power and vulnerability. As the truth inched closer to the surface, the fate of the Forrester family and the future of Forrester Creations hung in the balance, setting the stage for a dramatic and unforgettable chapter in the saga of the bold and the beautiful. As the investigation into Brooke Logan's sudden and mysterious death deepened, the fragile peace within the Forrester family began to crumble further. The halls of Forrester Creations, once bustling with creativity and ambition, now echoed with whispers of betrayal and suspicion. Every glance carried hidden meanings, every conversation was laced with caution, and every alliance was shadowed by doubt. The family's foundation, already cracked by years of rivalries and secrets, threatened to fracture entirely. Ridge Forrester, grappling with overwhelming grief and disbelief, found himself spiraling into a complex web of emotions. His love for Brooke had been tumultuous and fierce, but his loss was absolute. Yet amidst the sorrow, a flicker of doubt gnawed at him. The circumstances surrounding Brooke's death were too suspicious to ignore, and Ridge vowed to uncover the truth no matter the cost. His quest for answers became an obsession, driving a wedge between him and Taylor Hayes. Their fragile truce, born out of mutual grief, was tested by the weight of suspicion and unspoken accusations. Taylor, haunted by the shadows of the past and her complicated history with Brooke, struggled to maintain composure. She found herself under the microscope of both the investigation and public opinion. The tension between her and Ridge simmered beneath every interaction, fueled by grief, jealousy, and unresolved feelings. Taylor's own secrets and past misdeeds became ammunition for those eager to assign blame. As the family's emotional turmoil intensified, Taylor's loyalty was questioned and her every move scrutinized. Meanwhile, the children of Brooke and Ridge, Hope, Steffi, and Thomas, were thrust into the eye of the storm. Their grief was raw and unfiltered, compounded by the swirling accusations and media frenzy. Hope, fiercely protective of her mother's legacy, became a vocal advocate for justice, channeling her pain into determination. Steffi, haunted by unresolved conflicts and the sudden void left by Brooke, grappled with guilt and confusion. Thomas, caught between family loyalties and personal ambitions, found himself navigating a treacherous path fraught with emotional minefields. As the investigation progressed, the list of suspects expanded, encompassing not only family members but also business rivals and longtime enemies. Each revelation peeled back layers of deceit and betrayal, exposing fractures that had long been hidden beneath the surface. The forensic evidence and witness testimonies painted a complex and disturbing picture. The more Ridge and the investigators uncovered, the more entangled the truth became, weaving a narrative of jealousy, greed, and revenge. Among the most troubling developments was the emergence of a secret alliance between Sheila Carter and Deacon Sharp, two figures with a notorious history of manipulation and betrayal. Their involvement added a dangerous dimension to the investigation, as their motives were shrouded in mystery and self-interest. Sheila's past vendettas against the Forresters and her unpredictable nature made her a prime suspect in the eyes of many. Deacon's loyalty, always questionable, further complicated the web of intrigue. In the corporate arena, Forrester Creations faced unprecedented instability. The power vacuum left by Brooke's absence triggered fierce battles for control. Business rivals seized the opportunity to challenge the company's dominance, while internal factions jockeyed for influence. Ridge, torn between his personal anguish and his responsibility as a leader, struggled to steer the company through the crisis. Taylor, despite her own struggles, stepped into a more active role, determined to preserve the legacy that Brooke had helped build. The media frenzy intensified, turning the private pain of the Forresters into public spectacle. Tabloids and news outlets speculated endlessly, fueling rumors and dividing public opinion. The pressure on the family was immense, with each member forced to navigate the treacherous waters of grief under the unforgiving glare of the spotlight. Relationships strained under the weight of suspicion, and trust became a rare and precious commodity. Amidst the chaos, unexpected alliances formed. Hope found solace and strength in a rekindled friendship with Liam Spencer, whose own journey through grief mirrored her own. Together, they sought to protect Brooke's children and honor her memory. Steffi, struggling with her own demons, found support in Finn's unwavering presence, their bond deepening as they faced the uncertain future together. As the trial date approached, the tension reached a fever pitch. The courtroom became the battleground where truths were laid bare and hidden motives exposed. Witnesses delivered testimony that shocked and captivated, revealing new facets of the tragedy and the tangled relationships at its core. Ridge's testimony was particularly poignant, a mixture of raw emotion and steely determination. Taylor's presence in court, under the intense scrutiny of the public and media, underscored the personal stakes involved. The verdict remained uncertain, hanging in the balance as jurors deliberated. The courtroom drama unfolded with relentless intensity, each day bringing new twists and revelations. The Forrester family's fate, the legacy of Brooke Logan, and the future of Forrester Creations all hinged on the outcome. Beyond the legal battle, the emotional healing had only just begun. The characters faced a long road ahead, marked by forgiveness, redemption, and the search for peace. The tragedy had irrevocably changed them, reshaping relationships and altering destinies. Brooke Logan's death was a catalyst for transformation, a dark chapter that tested the limits of love, loyalty, and family. The story of loss, mystery, and the quest for justice continued to captivate, promising more drama, passion, and unforgettable moments in the saga of the bold and the beautiful.